Hello everyone out there, how's it going? Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I want to share with you some health hacks, some little things that we can do to support and improve our health, from nutrition to sleep and a bunch of other things as well. And the thing is that we really don't need to feel like we have to overhaul our entire lives in order to improve our health. It really is the small little things, the little changes that we make over time that have the biggest impact on our health. And if anything, you know, that is how we're better able to make sustainable changes in our lives, as opposed to feeling like we need to completely overhaul or start fresh or make some, you know, massive change in our life. It's really just the little things that add up over time. And so that's what today's video is all about, some little ways that you can improve your health. So let's get started. If you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, you can do so below. That way you will be notified anytime that I upload a new video. And let's get started. So number one is to try a new fruit or vegetable. And this might sound really simple, but sometimes we can get stuck in our ways a little bit and often just eat a lot of the same foods. But when we try out a new fruit or a new vegetable, maybe one that we've never had before or we haven't had in a really long time, what it does is it helps us to explore more of that plant diversity, which is so good for not only helping us to explore the different kinds of nutrient profiles found in different foods, right? So we expand the different kinds of nutrients that we get in our diet by doing that, but it's also really good for supporting our gut microbiome when we have that plant diversity by eating, you know, a wide array of different kinds of fruits and veggies. So the next time that you are at the store, such a simple thing that you can do, try a new fruit or veggie that you haven't had before or that you haven't had in a long time and have fun with it. Next is to keep frozen fruit and veggies on hand. And it really, what it does is, you know, it allows us to have some of those foods on hand that might otherwise go bad if we have had, you know, a whole bunch of fresh produce. It adds that convenience factor, and it can still be super nutritious to have frozen options on hand instead. And that way they're already there, you already have them stocked up. So I love to have things like frozen peas on hand, frozen cauliflower, frozen green beans. I'll often have these in my freezer, along with frozen fruit that I will always add to my smoothies and things like that. Next is to add some extra protein to your meals and your snacks. And the reason why this is so helpful, that extra protein really helps to make your meals and your snacks a lot more satiating. You'll feel more full and more satisfied, so that your blood sugar is balanced and your appetite isn't all over the place. This is similar to fat as well. Adding a little bit of extra fat to a meal or a snack is really great for helping you to feel more satiated. And that's because it's digested slower. So protein is digested slower than, say, a carbohydrate. So there's all kinds of protein-rich foods that you can explore here to add to your breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks. Things like beans and lentils, nuts and seeds or nut butters, eggs, different kinds of, you know, animal-based proteins, or let's say a canned tuna or something like that. One of my favorite kind of protein adding hacks, I guess, is if you enjoy porridge or oatmeal in the morning, something that you can do really easy is to take an egg white, whisk it up, and then add it into your oatmeal as you're cooking it. And that's a great way to add in some extra protein, especially to a meal that's rich in carbohydrates. And the reason why you are using the egg white instead of the yolk is just that that would affect the taste, but the egg whites, you don't notice the taste at all. Blends in really nicely, great boost of protein. Next is to add greens to pretty much anything. I feel like most recipes can handle a good handful of greens. I know that I always have some greens in my fridge, and I add them to all kinds of things. So whether it is a soup that you're making, or, you know, a spaghetti sauce, you can toss some chopped kale in, or with eggs, or a smoothie, absolutely put a handful of some baby spinach in there, or a stir fry, or, I mean, the list goes on. Most recipes can handle at least a handful of greens, especially because they often don't affect the flavor too much, especially once they're kind of cooked down, or if you use a milder green like a baby spinach, just add them to all kinds of things. totally great thing to do, easy to do. I do have a whole video up on 15 easy ways to eat more greens. If you want to check that out, I share all kinds of tips in that video. I will leave that linked below. My next health hack here is to plan out your meals through meal planning. This is something that I have been doing for a long time now, and it's become a huge part of our weekly routine. We do meal planning every single weekend, and really what it does is it helps to keep you so much more organized for the week ahead, so that you know exactly the meals that you plan on making, so that you can shop, like grocery shop accordingly, so that you have the groceries on hand. You're just so much more prepared. And I find that prior to meal planning, I would more often fall into that trap of, you know, what do we cook for dinner? I don't know what to make, and just feeling really discombobulated in the kitchen. So meal planning is a game changer. If you want to learn more about meal planning and how you can get started, I have a whole course called the Meal Planning Mini Course that goes over my meal planning framework so that you can get started right away. There's also downloadable templates and workbooks that go along with this. We also talk about the basics of batch cooking, pantry and kitchen essentials that are great to keep stocked up, as well as how to build a balanced meal. There's a little bit of Nutrition 101 as well. So I will leave that course linked below if you want to check it out. My next point is to fill up a reusable water bottle and keep it with you through the day. This one's mine here, got a little bit of water in there, but this has been a major like water drinking hack for me. I find that if I use my reusable water bottle, as opposed to just filling up a glass of water through the day, I actually drink so much more water. Just sort of having it visible right there, I just find myself refilling it a couple of times through the day, and I'm just drinking a lot more water by using this. I love this water bottle. It's by Life Factory. It's their glass bottle with a silicone covering. I've had this for so many years, but definitely a little health hack there. I highly recommend getting yourself a reusable water bottle that you can refill a couple times a day, and you might find that you actually drink more water by using something like this. Next is to keep healthy items easily accessible. So what I'm talking about here are items that help you to feel your best. This could range from being a yoga mat, having that out easily accessible, it's already ready to go. I find that sometimes I will actually do that, and I find I will go over to it a lot more and do some stretching midday just because it's kind of already out. But even just having it like in an easily accessible spot so that it's not like tucked away in the back of your closet, that's just an example. Or, you know, having a water bottle just out easily accessible. This could also be, you know, keeping your blender or a food processor out on your counter if you have the space for it, just so that it's there, it's already plugged in, it's ready to be used. You want the path of least resistance when it comes to certain things. I actually find, this is another example, is I have a water flosser in my bathroom, and I keep it out on my bathroom counter. What I used to do is I used to store it beneath my bathroom counter, like underneath the sink, and when it was under there, I didn't use it as much because it was just, I don't know, it was annoying to take it out, fill it up, plug it in, and I just wasn't using it all that much. But now I find I keep it on my bathroom counter, and I will actually use it pretty regularly because it's there, it's already ready to go. Next is to commit to at least 10 minutes of exercise. And you might be thinking, really only 10 minutes? That's not very long, but the reason why I am suggesting this is because 10 minutes is doable for most people. It's more doable and approachable for a lot of people to think to themselves, hey, I could probably do 10 minutes of a walk, or 10 minutes of stretching, or 10 minutes of a really short workout, whatever it is, and then build your way up from there once you kind of make it more of a habit. It's really, the idea here is that it's getting you going, it's getting you started, because you're telling yourself, hey, I don't have to feel like I gotta do half an hour or 45 minutes or an hour of some big long workout every single day. It's something that's a lot more attainable. So commit to at least 10 minutes of exercise most days of the week and go from there. And I guarantee you that you're gonna feel so much more accomplished because you were able to do it, it was a lot easier for you, and then you can work your way up from there. My next point is another kind of exercise related hack, and that is to get up and move your body in some way, even if it's for just a minute, every hour or so, or every couple of hours, particularly during your work day. Often, right, during the work day, we are seated for a long period of time, we're in front of a computer, or we're just not moving around too much depending on what you do for work. And we can easily go many hours without moving or stretching in some way. So whether this is every hour or every couple of hours, just reminding yourself to stand up, maybe just stretch your arms, maybe do a couple jumping jacks or a couple squats or some leg raises, whatever it is that works for you. Doesn't have to be long, could just be a minute. Is just a great way to inject a little bit more of that movement into your day so that you're not sort of stagnant for too long. Next is to take 10 deep breaths before a meal or any other time of day that you feel like you just need to calm down a little bit, calm down your nervous system. Great for de-stressing. But the reason why I say before a meal is because it's a great way to kind of calm that nervous system down and help you to actually better digest your food. And this is especially helpful for if any of you out there find that you can sometimes be really rushed around mealtime or stressed around mealtime, or you just don't find yourself being overly kind of calm and present at mealtime. So taking 10 deep breaths is a fantastic kind of really easy thing that you can do to calm that nervous system down and help your body better digest your food. So it's kind of a little health digestion hack. Alrighty, and lastly, my last point here is to have a hot bath or shower before bedtime. So this is a tip that I have for you here to help with sleep. Of course, there's so many things, so many factors involved in what may influence our sleep and how well or how poorly we're sleeping, but this is definitely a really easy thing that you can try, is to just get into some hot water close to bedtime, and it's a great way to relax your muscles. Will definitely help to make you feel pretty sleepy. If you want, you could also try adding in some Epsom salts to a bath, which is magnesium sulfate. It can also help to relax the muscles as well and promote sleep too. So something that you can try for a good night's sleep. So that is it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you feel like you learned a thing or two, some really small, simple things that you can do to help to support and improve your health. Remember that it really is the little things that add up over time to support our health, as opposed to overhauling our whole entire lives and starting fresh all the time. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you did like it, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye.